As always, we really appreciate you guys spending a little time with us. This week, we start out by enjoying an amazing sunset over Kingsley Lake in northern Florida.
We're just gonna have a little, what did we make here? Charcuterie board with some meats and cheeses and crackers and enjoy the sunset.
And getting up close and personal with some squirrels. Jeremy has to do some minor repairs to our bed.
Right here, all they have that attached with is like some heavy duty staples. That's not enough.
I do my very best at trying to break my brand new bike.
That I'd never seen an Armadillo in my life. Candace just dropped the bike.
And we get to watch thousands of bats take to the sky for their nocturnal adventures.
It smells 100% terrible out here.
Yeah.
It's like bat
Batty.
poop.
Our new bikes present a bit of a challenge as we pack up for travel day.
They're just not real sturdy when they're folded
Yeah.
up like that. So, I don't know, it's a challenge.
And finally, Jeremy shows off a new toy that we hope we never actually need to use. A portable jump starter from our newest partnership with the folks at GOOLOO.
So again, this is the GOOLOO GP4000. You really can't screw this up, and you don't have to worry about going up to that random person at 11 o'clock in a Walmart parking lot to ask for a jump.
What a funny name, GOOLOO.
We've been trying to get our act together for about a week now, trying to catch either a sunrise or a sunset. We either always forget or the weather's not right or whatever, but tonight we're going to watch it. We wanted to go out on this little pier right here, out on that dock or whatever, and watch it from there, but they got to sign up, it's all blocked off. So we're just going to sit here, right there, in this little grassy area, and just watch the sunset tonight. You can see back here, I don't know how that's going to turn out. It's so bright right now. We're going to watch the sunset here over the lake. The campground is actually, I think, way over there. And so I think, hell, I don't know. It's way over there. You can't really see the sunset from where our campsite is. So we're just going to have a little, what did we make here? Charcuterie board with some meats and cheeses and crackers and enjoy the sunset. You know what we forgot?
What?
Those are empty.
Those are empty. How are you going to rectify that?
Well, we bought this fancy wine bottle.
There you go.
Gee, don't give me too much.
Somebody's got to drive home.
Well, that's you.
Alright, so this campground has so many squirrels. We see them like all day long, everywhere.
You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squirrels out here now.
And so we decided to see if we could coax them over. So we put a couple of almond slivers and some lettuce. And sure enough, took a while. But once they finally realized that there was food over here, they zoomed in. This guy seems to be top dog because he chased at least one other one away. And the other one hasn't even attempted to come over.
Here's another example of the fine craftsmanship on these RVs. It's probably not specific to Grand Design, but Candace was looking for something underneath of the bed here. And what we've got here is we've got 2 pieces of plywood. We've got this one here that's like mostly under the body of the bed. And then there's another piece of plywood up here, kind of where your shoulders and your head would be. And because it's not one solid piece, right, because this bed has to flip up, that's why they've got the 2 different pieces. And then for support across there, so it doesn't bow down, they've got this looks like a a it's not quite a 2x4, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but they put that across there for support. And this thing just popped out on us because right here, all they have that attached with is like some heavy duty staples. That's not enough, obviously, because this rig is less than a year old and it just popped right out of there. There should be something more than just a couple of heavy duty staples in there. I don't know what I'm going to do here because there's actually no real support back here. It's just this cheap panel. So I'm going to have to pull these staples out of here, and then I'm going to have to figure out how to secure that all the way in there. I'm probably going to have to go all the way through the side rail over here on the outside and all the way through into that wood. I don't think that'll look bad or anything because you're never going to see this down here anyway. It's up underneath the edge of this plywood, so nobody's ever going to see it. It's what they should have done to begin with. I don't know why they did it this way. This is pretty cheap. So that's what we're going to try and do. I got to get these staples out of here though. Not sure how that's going to, it might be rip a big hole in this paneling, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, I already got the one out, but really all I'm just doing is just breaking these off here.
Good thing nobody's going to see down here because that doesn't look all nice and pretty anymore.
Well, this will go down and it'll cover it up. But,
oh, that's true.
And then we're just going to put screws. Actually, you know what? There is a 2x4 or something right under here. So we'll go through that 2x4 into this one. It's not a 2x4. It's like a 2x3, I think. I don't know. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. I think we could just put the bed back down and then... So my screws are going to go just on this side of this. So we'll mark a couple of spots over here for the screws, and we'll just go straight through there. And then we'll go over to the other side and just do the same thing because eventually that's going to break off too. So I think we can put the bed down without that being secured in there. Let's try it. Board's not attached, so you got to have some kind of leverage on that hinge, or on that, what is it called? Hydraulic arm. So, okay, well, all right, let me go get my stuff. We'll mark it, drill a pilot hole, stick screw in there, be done with it. A little bit of a change of plan, same concept, but I can't get my drill out here. There's just not enough room, so I can't drill a hole, can't get a screw in that way. So we're going to go in at an angle here. We're going to try and put a couple of screws basically in an angle here, and then into there is another piece of wood in here. So we're going to try and go in an angle right here instead of just coming straight in. The only problem is my drill bit is not very long, and this is going to be a really long screw that's going to go in here. But I think as long as I can get through this board here, I think I'll be okay, because I'm not going to go very far into this one. So I don't know. We're going to try it. Pretty heavy duty screw, guys. Look at that. I don't keep a whole lot on hand anymore. I think these were for some deck work I did a long time ago.
It's overkill, but it shouldn't come out.
Yeah. There we go.
Alright.
That baby ain't coming out. Those screws are overkill, but it works. So now we're going to do the other side because I know at some point that's going to break. You ready? You going to save this?
Oh, you're so vicious.
Alright, I would recommend that you just check yours. Don't check it, just do it. Just put a couple of screws in there, it's not hard. Alright, I think we can all agree that everybody out there should have a set of jumper cables in your vehicle. Now, let's say you're at Walmart at 11 o'clock at night and you got a dead battery. There's not going to be a lot of people at Walmart at that time, let alone people that are going to have jumper cables and be willing to give you that jump start. And let's just be honest, it can be a little bit awkward asking someone for a jump start. So a really good alternative to that is one of these portable jump starters. This is a jump starter from a company by the name of GOOLOO, kind of a funny name, but whatever. And this one is the GP4000. And they claim that this thing can start any vehicle engine up to a 10-liter diesel engine. So I don't know about you, but that certainly covers me. I've got the 6.6-liter Duramax engine, and this thing should be able to start that with no issues. Now, I've had one of these in the past, but it was a different brand. I'll just say it was a NOCO, but it was for just a regular gasoline engine sedan. And I remember that thing not being super cheap. So I went on to Amazon and I looked at the NOCO version that would start my truck anyway, which is again that 6.6-liter diesel. And they have a version of these jump starters that will start up to an 8-liter diesel engine. But the problem with that is if I were to buy that one today, it's about 340 bucks. So that's a little bit pricey. Now, I do want to say that GOOLOO did reach out to me and they sent me this product for free, and all they want in return is just a basic review video. Now, I had never heard of GOOLOO, so I had to do a little bit of research on this before I agreed to do this product video. And I'll say that all of the review videos that I saw on YouTube were really good on this specific model. Now, I'm gonna be honest here, I'm not gonna be able to actually do a demonstration on this for starting the truck on a dead battery because I don't have a dead battery. So that makes it a little bit difficult to test this thing. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a link down there for one of the better videos that I found of a guy who tested multiple jump starters all in the same video.
And the GOOLOO 4000 also has a lot of kick and made very easy work of starting the diesel engine. And the battery is still showing 4 bars.
And the GOOLOO, in my opinion, performed the best. So I'll put the link to that video down in the description area because again, normally I wouldn't bring you a product if I hadn't actually tested it and used it myself. I just haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. So anyway, check out that video down below. It's a really good comparison of a whole bunch of these jump starters. You can see how this one performs specifically. Now let's get to some specifics about this one and how you actually use it and what makes it so much easier than using a set of jumper cables. So how do you use this thing? You almost can't mess this up. It's pretty much foolproof. So it's got a little connection on the side right here. And then you've got your, for lack of a better term, jumper cables. So this blue end here, this connection is just gonna go right in the side of the jump starter, just like that. And it's keyed, if you will, so you can't screw up how to put that in there. Once you've got it plugged in, all you have to do is connect the red clamp to the positive connection on your battery and the black one to the negative connection. And you pretty much can't screw that up. So once you've got those connected, then this little adapter up here is gonna give you an indicating light. If it gives you a solid green indicating light, all you need to do is hop in your car and start it normally. If you've got a blinking green indicator, that means that the battery voltage is way too low and your battery's pretty bad. So if this is blinking, then what you need to do is there's a boost button on here. You just hit that boost button and then you've got 30 seconds to get in your car and start it up like you normally would. And then if you look at this and you've got a red blinking light, then you need to get your vision checked because you screwed up the connections here. You've got them backwards. So basically you've hooked up the black to the red and the red to the black. If that's the case, just swap them and then you should get your solid green light. So in any case, no matter what happens when you hook them up, once you get that solid green light, you just jump in your car or your truck, whatever it is you're trying to start, your lawnmower, and start it like you normally would. So again, check out that video down below so you can actually see this thing in operation, but you really can't screw this up and you don't have to worry about going up to that random person at 11 o'clock in a Walmart parking lot to ask for a jump. So now let's just take a look at just a few of the specs and a couple of other things that this thing can do. So again, this is the GOOLOO GP4000, and I talked earlier about the unit that I had previously, the NOCO, that was 340 bucks on Amazon. I just looked at that today. This baby is 90 bucks on Amazon. So what is that? It's not even a third of the price of the no-coat. So again, if I was looking today for one of these jump starters, this would be the one that I would go with based on the research that I've done and the price of it on Amazon and the fact that this thing will start up to a 10-liter diesel engine. So let's talk about just a couple other features on this thing. So it's got several USB connections on it. I'm not a USB guru, but it's got a USB-C connection here. It's got 2 USB-A connections. The blue one I think is the fast one. So anyway, I plugged my phone into all 3 of these, and the USB-A connection with the blue insides, that's the one that was charging it the fastest, and then the USB-C connection, and then the USB-A connection with the white in the middle, that's the one that charges the slowest. So whatever that means to you guys, there you go. And then on the side over here, we've got a connection for a cigarette lighter connector. So that just charges it, or just plugs right into the side. It looks like it's a 15 volt 10 amp output. And if you've got something that requires a cigarette lighter connection, there you go. I don't know that I've ever had anything that needed a cigarette lighter connection, except if we go back to maybe the late 90s where I had a portable CD player in my car. Anyway, there's that connector. And then the last 2 more things here. So number 1 is when you turn this thing on, it's got 4 lights. So each light represents 25% battery. They say that you need at least 2 lights, so 50% battery to jumpstart your vehicle. They also say that if you haven't used this, I think it says in a month, in over a month, you need to fully charge it before using it. So, you know, that may be just one thing you need to add to some kind of maintenance checklist that you have to just charge this thing up once a month, make sure it's got a good charge. The last thing to talk about here is if you press this power button, if you long press it 3 seconds, you got a flashlight. Short press it once, you get a strobe light. Short press it again, you get an SOS type of strobe. And then press it a 4th time and the light goes off. So those are pretty much all the features. Those are all the things you can do with this thing. And then the only other 2 things I didn't mention are it does come with a couple of USB cables. We've all got tons of these because everything comes with a USB cable, but this one's got a USB-C to USB-C, and it's got a USB-A to USB-C. So anything, most small electronic devices, you'll be able to charge using this with one of these cords. And then it comes in a nice little carrying case. It's actually a really solid carrying case. You can hear that. So everything fits in here. I got it all out of here, but you know how they pack these things in. I don't know if I'll be able to get it back in, but they give you a nice carrying case for it. So once this goes in here, it just goes up underneath the back seat in my truck, and it's always there if I ever have a dead battery. So again, I'm sorry I couldn't test this for you. I couldn't actually show you the operation of it. I could take it out there and put it on my truck and use it, but that's not really gonna tell us anything because my batteries aren't dead. So you can get them on Amazon for 90 bucks, and I'll put the Amazon link down in the description as well. So that's gonna wrap it up for this. I'm gonna see if I can stuff all of this back in this tiny little box and get it back in my truck. We're gonna try and hit a trail today, but we are not in a great neighborhood. And we were a little skeptical about leaving our truck here. But we do have some kind of sheriff's convention going on over here. There's like 10 or 12 sheriff's cars over there, sheriff's deputies' cars over there, whatever. And it looks like they're doing some sort of training. So hopefully they'll be here for about an hour or so. Yeah. And we don't have to worry about it. I'm just gonna put it out of mind while we're gone. So yes. Nothing valuable in the truck, you know.
They still have their generator going, so I don't think they're... Yeah,
they've just grouped up over here for something. And plus I saw like a Black Ops helicopter go over a minute ago, so I don't know. Maybe
they're chasing an escaped convict.
Yeah, well, that could be the operations base right there. I don't know. We'll see. But we're gonna hit this trail. It looks really nice. It's supposed to be 10 or 12 miles, I think, in either direction. From where we're at. But it's called the Gainesville-Hawthorne trailhead where we're at, and it's supposed to be a nice path according to the review. So we'll see. We have kind of a jerry-rigged camera set up on the camera because we don't have a camera mount yet, so we might get some really bouncy video for you. All right, so a couple videos ago, I said I'd never seen an armadillo in my life. And Candace just dropped a bike. And now, this is the second one I've seen in the last few weeks. It looks like a big pill bug with a tail. Okay, one bad thing about these bikes is she's lighter than I am. So for the same pedal assist, she gets to go faster, which means I actually have to work on these rides to keep up with her, especially on these hills. Not cool. We are at the University of Florida, right?
Yes.
University of Florida, right over there. Bat houses. And there's going to be how many bats coming out here?
So they can hold up to 750,000 bats. And supposedly they have a current population between 450,000 and 500,000 bats.
That's a lot of bats.
That's a lot of bats.
So, all right, we're going to go find a bench over here and we're going to watch just a boatload of bats coming out of here.
All right, so there are 3 different kinds of bats that live here. Supposedly there's 13 different types of bats in Florida. So the Brazilian free-tailed bat, that's the most populated here. The southeastern bat, and the evening bat. The southeastern bat is going to come out first.
Okay. It smells 100% terrible out here.
Yeah.
It's like bat
batty.
poop. I think it's gross. It's very farm, but worse. All right, we're getting underway tomorrow. I'm making some preps out here. We got those bikes, and so it requires a little bit more reorganization on my part. I got all this stuff over here. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. But anyway, so we got done with the bats last night, and it was a little bit, it was pretty dark after, by the end of it, so we couldn't really kind of talk about that, but it was kind of neat. How many bats do you think we saw come out of the 450,000?
Oh my gosh. I would have to say maybe like 5,000.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking though that a lot of them swooped close to the ground and then up into the tree, so we just didn't see them. I think some of them took off in a different direction.
Yeah.
I was expecting like this cloud, you know, like when you walk through a cloud of gnats. And
yeah, it was, I guess it was underwhelming, but it was still neat to see. So here's what I would say is if you're ever in the area of Gainesville and you're within about 20 minutes, I would say of University of Florida, then maybe it's a cool thing to go check out. So get there about a half hour before sunset, and then just kind of chill out, and they'll start coming out about 15 minutes or so after sunset.
yeah,
And but we drove an hour. We drove an hour.
we did, yes.
But we had some other things that we did while we were there. So we went to, where did we go? We went for a bike ride.
We went for a bike ride.
And we went to the Total Wine and More.
Yeah, I mean, you're down in the university district. I mean, it's on campus, and there's a ton of restaurants and bars and really cool stuff. Make a day of it. Have dinner down there.
So anyway, the Bat Cave, not a Bat Cave, the Bat Houses.
Yes.
It's a pretty good thing to do. If you got something else to do in the area, I wouldn't make a trip out of it. So anyway, we're getting underway.
Yep.
What are you doing to get underway?
I am coming up with some things to keep us amused and our brains going while we're driving. So riddles,
That ought to be interesting.
questions to get to know you better.
Oh, me or them?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what to do with all this stuff, right? I don't literally, all this, so the bikes are going where all that stuff went. Well, not the grill. The grill goes up front, but
Yeah, but the table.
here's what we got so far on the bikes. So they're folded up under here. I think they're secure. I mean, it's impossible to get rid of all of that movement, but I mean, they're not going to fall over. Well, you know what? Maybe they are. Jeez, I don't know. The problem is getting them strapped down, because there's just no good way to do it that I can find without really putting pressure on parts of the bike that you don't want to put pressure on, like the brake handles and stuff like that, or the spokes. So, man, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't know, maybe like take your chair, fold it down, stick it in between, and then put a towel over it, and that would...
I don't know. I don't either.
Any ideas out there?
Yeah. If you guys are traveling with e-bikes...
and you have rear storage.
Yeah. So put it this way. If you're not putting them on a bike rack...
Yeah.
And you're shoving them in your RV somewhere, let us know how you're doing it, because they're just not real sturdy when they're folded up like that. Well, they're not... I mean, they're just not real sturdy when they're folded up like that. So, I don't know. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
I got to figure it out, because we got to leave tomorrow either way.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be so worried about it if it wasn't for the stupid roads in this country.
Yes.
And this is all the way in the back, so that's where it bounces around the most. So that's what I'm trying to do. And then, like I said,
reduce the bounce.
I have to reorganize everything else too to get all those chairs and tables put away.
Yep.
But,
yeah. Have fun.
Yeah.